Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pandey. Now, see, one way that you relax on a Saturday is when you just hear so many good things about yourself. You will, wow, I did all of that. Well, but thank you so much. Very good morning, fellow Toastmasters, all the guests here. I always wanted to come to Kormanga Toastmasters Club. And I can't say how happy I feel today to come here into KTMC. Now, how many of you came into Toastmasters first time ever as a guest? Not the guest first time today, ever in your Toastmasters you came as guest? Everybody. And how did you feel when the table topic master said, table topic session is open for guests. So who would like to participate? Well, I'll tell you, first time it happened to me, I was like, oh. Now amongst these amazingly professional speakers, should I go on stage and make a fool of myself? But then once you finish, and that's the best part about this fraternity, even if you've spoken like 2 lines on the stage, you fumbled, you didn't say a thing, they'll still tell you, well done on your efforts. And everybody will applaud. You see, Sindhu literally had to tell us, please hold your applause. That's how much we applaud. But that's the beauty, that when you come on stage, no matter what you do, the appreciation that comes out of it, the acknowledgement that people give you makes you feel happy. And that's the best part about table topic, because it's short and sweet and everybody can make an attempt. So today, Toastmaster Pandey has already put a lot of pressure saying education session. The expert will tell you, well, I'll tell you from my experience, whatever little I know, that's what I'll share with you. You feel free to take whatever you want. To me, table topic is about 3 P's. Very simple. 3 P's. Prepare, present and prevent. Now, prepare and table topic is almost like an oxymoron. You might be thinking, it's supposed to be impromptu. Why should I prepare? Well, let's think about it. Table topics is not only in Toastmasters, right? Distinguished Toastmaster Kishore was just telling how Toastmaster helps you in your professional life. Ask Toastmaster Anita, she will tell you that Toastmaster unconsciously helps her in all the things that she tries to do. Because we as humans are put into impromptu situations almost every day in our life. And believe me, when you come on stage and the table topic master gives you a very complicated topic and you're like, seriously? They change the topic for you. But in life, you go out in your professional space and suddenly your manager says, can you tell me what is this? You won't or she won't change the topic for you. So that is why you have to be a little prepared. Now, how do we prepare for table topics? Well, the first thing I would say is AOB, where A is awareness, O is observe, and B is build. First thing, today when Toastmaster Pandirajan came here, he asked what's the hot news. And a lot of us told a lot of things, right? So just listen. Be aware of your surroundings. And the minute you start building this conscious effort of being aware, you will see that your repository will very organically start building. If you are aware of a very new development that's happening in your company, and you happen to stumble upon on a 2-minute talking opportunity with your CEO, if you suddenly start with that new opportunity that you're little aware of, that's enough. You can have a conversation. So awareness comes in very handy. Second, observe. We are humans. Our life is full of stories. Look around you and there's a story. How many of you traveled today here in maybe your own 2-wheelers, in public transport? Yeah, Sindhu came in a 2-wheeler. I saw the big helmet. Right. So now on the way also, if you get stuck in that traffic signal, just look around and you will find a story. So observe. It's a very unique skill that we sometimes leave behind. In the hustle and bustle of life, we forget to observe. If tomorrow I am asked, tell about one time that you loved being on stage. For all you know, members of KTMC, I'll probably be talking about this education session because I'm loving it from the minute I stepped in. So observe and most importantly, build. If there is a story that struck you, a small incident that left an impression on you, make a repository, however you want. Know yourself. How do you do that? You might be someone who remembers a lot of things. Like ask distinguished Toastmaster Kishore, 10 years, he'll tell you a lot of stories about Toastmaster. And then we have some new members in the house, well, they've just started. So they'll have some very different stories to tell. Know your style. If you're someone who probably after a month forgets and then struggles, oh no, what was that story that happened? You probably want to write it down. Know your style and do it that way. But build your repository of stories in different phases, professional, personal, your college life, meeting with friends, it will come in handy. Now the next thing that you can do, practice. From the day we were born and we started growing, they said in school, practice cursive writing. You played a sport, they said practice well. I heard our Toastmaster Sunil is a paragliding, did I get that right?
Paragliding.
Yes, amazing. I'm so impressed by that. But I must say, I'm sure he was also told practice to excel. So we have to practice, fellow Toastmasters. And you won't get a better opportunity than a Toastmaster club meeting. So next time after the break, when your table topic master comes and says any volunteer, please don't sit there and think, should I or should I not? Just go for it. Raise your hand, come here, take that opportunity and speak. I can tell you, you go here, the best, the finest of speakers give you tips of how to speak well. The day you improve will be the day you actually start speaking. So please practice. If you get an opportunity at office to just present a 2-minute speech, go for it. If somebody asks you a question and you are thinking, should I speak or should I not? Go for it. So my message to all of you, next time there's an opportunity to speak, don't think twice. Take it, go for it. You might be an absolute blunder. But it's okay. Till you start, you wouldn't know whether you're a blunder or a wonder. And you have to move from that blunder to the wonder only if you know how to do it. So give that attempt. And most importantly, know yourself. Why do I say that? As individuals, we all have our own strength when we come to the stage and speak. For example, Toastmaster Pandirajan, for the last 1 year that I'm observing, his strength is he's extremely genuine. For example, Toastmaster Sindhu, her strength is she has a beautiful smile. Toastmaster Sanchit, from the last whatever minutes I observed, he is like a bubbling ball of energy. Wow. Our Promethean grammarian here, I think he might be a master of words, right? So we all have our strengths. But at the same time, we all have our weaknesses as well. We all have certain things that doesn't work for us the best, that might work well for someone. So table topic is that opportunity where you come in, use your strength to the best of your abilities, but touch upon your weakness, because Toastmasters is a place where nobody judges you. You get evaluation, you get feedback, but nobody will tell you, you were horrible. Nobody does that. So touch upon your strength, build it, and touch upon your weakness and strengthen it. But most importantly, today when you go back, take 5 minutes, introspect, and try and understand what's your strength and what's that area you really want to build. So that's the prepare part of it. Make sure you're aware, you observe, you build your repository, you practice, and you know yourself. Now let's come to the important part, the present. How many times have you heard in life, I can speak, but I want to be presentable? Well, that's something we all aspire to do. We all want to be presentable. Now, how do we do that? This is specifically for table topic, but also for any other instance in life. First, walk up to the stage. Table topic master starts the topic and you're already thinking, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And you've only heard half the topic. You've missed the other half because you're trying to think the answer. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, my suggestion, and this is something that I also used to do when I started. Table topic master would say, so what do you think about the world economy? I'm already in the think and I'm thinking. So that is why one thing that you consciously want to develop is first, I call it my 10-second rule. The first 10 seconds. Come here, don't think of anything, listen to the topic first. In all situations in life, when you walk into that meeting in office, listen to the question first. Listen to your client requirement first. So first, listen. Give that pause. And our awesome counter might just hold me accountable for this, but you need to give that brief pause to just collect your thoughts. Because I'll tell you what happens otherwise. You listen to the topic, you're very excited because you know that topic, right? And you start. You go 30 seconds and then you're dragging. Then you're telling what and what not because you only collected enough thoughts for 30 seconds. You started at the go, you went 30 seconds straight, and then you're like, now what? What more should I say? So that is why after listening, take that pause, gather your thoughts, whatever. I take 10 seconds, you can take 2 seconds, you can take 5 seconds, take whatever. Gather your thoughts and then start. That first 10 seconds of listening and pausing will ensure that your table topic presentation keeps excelling. The second one is very simple. All of us know opening, body, conclusion. So let me tell you, fellow Toastmasters, go check Toastmaster International. It says table topic speech. So table topic is also a speech. And it is not only about Toastmasters. Anywhere you start with a context, give it a brief body and end with a message. Now I'll tell you some quick techniques. You can use them in your table topic session today. So let's talk about the first one. I call this the 3-dimensional technique, where you can put 3 dimensions. For example, if somebody walked into my office and asked, why do you love my job? FYI, this is true. I absolutely love my job. Might sound a little unrealistic, but true. So, why do I love my job? Now, if I was to talk about this, instead of jumbling and fumbling, I just put 3 dimensions. So, my work allows me to use numbers, and I love numbers. My work is very challenging. I love challenges. And my work allows me to work with people. And people, they really give me energy. So, that's 3 dimensions: number, people, challenges. Enough for me to talk for 2 minutes. So that's the first technique, 3 dimensions. Next technique, time. Past, present, future. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. 10 years back, now 10 years later. Any topic you can split into this. Say somebody tells you, tell me a little about yourself. How do you go about it? You start with where you are from, what did you study, what did you do. You talk about what your current day doing, and then you end it saying, well, in the long run, somebody today, yes, our friend there said, I'm an aspiring developer. That's the future. So we all start like that, where we were, where we are, and where we want to be. That's time technique. That's the next one. The third one you can use is a pendulum technique, where you talk about one aspect, you talk about another aspect, and you finish on a medium break-even ground. Observe our general evaluator. She'll show you life today. She'll tell about the good thing, she'll tell about things you can improve, and finally conclude saying, well, we did well. Think about COVID. It had its downsides. We had a massacre of different levels, but it had its positives. A lot of people connected with family, got closer. So, well, we can end on a medium ground where COVID, although a disaster, prepared us for challenges ahead. So that's the pendulum technique. That's another technique you can use. And finally, a geography technique. Geography techniques such as, say I come from Calcutta. So Calcutta, Bangalore, and then say tomorrow I go somewhere else. So that can be my locational technique. Or say in Bangalore, very evident. Silk boards that side and silk board this side. It's like a geography. You can talk on a table topic on that. So use locations to tell how it is here, how it was here and how it will be there. Or just 3 places, 3 different cultures. These are techniques you can use to build a 2-minute speech very easily. So today when you get a table topic, you don't have to, initial days you might have to make a conscious effort to use these techniques, build the speech and do a 2-minute speech. As you move on, do it a couple of times, it will come in naturally. You don't have to make a conscious effort. But important is try, start it, do it for a few days and see where you get to. So those are some of the ways in which you can present. And finally, very important thing, all of you who are Toastmasters, who have a mentor, who have given speeches, who have written scripts, you were always told, end with a message. And there we go. We put our message hat on and we start off. What should be that big message? One big quote. Well, yes, of course, it's always possible. You can use a fantastic quote. You can have an absolutely inspiring conclusion. That's great. But let's not get buried under the pressure of pulling out that wonderful message that will put everybody in awe. Because believe me, fellow Toastmasters, from my limited experience of coming on stage, what I can tell you is people will remember you for maximum 5 minutes after you leave the stage. That's the reality. They will remember your stories at a different location at a different time. They will quote you at some time. But it's not like you have to create an impression that will last a lifetime every time you come on stage. As long as you create an impression that you feel you're happy about, that's really what you want to aspire as a speaker. So for the message, let's not be in the illusion that it has to be amazing, it has to be outstanding. It only has to be a small takeaway for the 2-minute investment that every audience did to listen to you. And that message can be as simple as, what was your personal takeaway from that story? For example, say you were talking about rains in Bangalore and you shared a story of how on a fine rainy day you spent some great time with your friends. This story need not have an absolutely inspiring conclusion. All you can tell is, that allowed me and taught me that we should create memories every single day. It's enough. That's enough of a takeaway. But yes, because your audience has invested time in listening to you, let's give them something to take away from your 2 minutes. So that would be your message. So coming to the present part of it, give that initial 10 seconds to listen, to pause, collect your thoughts, speak with the opening body conclusion technique, use whichever technique suits your topic, and finally, when you leave the stage, give something back to the audience who heard you. Now, the prevent. That sounds a little funny. What are we preventing? COVID? Well, no. We are preventing some things that might take your table topic for a toss. The first one, time. And how perfectly timed is that? Because the timer just showed me the green card. Well, imagine I came for this education session here today, and for the first 10 minutes I told you about how nice table topic is, what and all I did and how I aced the space. After 5 minutes you're like, is she here to just tell about herself or will she tell us also something? So that is why time is precious. And in table topic, very important. In today's fast-paced world, nobody is there to listen to all the jazz unless you're with a friend just chilling and talking about life. So that's why when you take the stage, make sure that you stick to what you want to convey and don't go all around it. So please don't drag unnecessarily. I'll tell you one thing. There's a notion that if you speak in table topic for 2 minutes 20 seconds, you're a fantastic table topic speaker. If you spoke in 1 minute 40 seconds, well, you still need to get there. No, that's an illusion. Do you think Toastmaster kept the timeline 1 to 2 minutes just because they thought it was very fancy to give that range? Because that range has a meaning. So someday if you finish your table topic, when the yellow card comes up, it's okay. You're still doing well. So time, please be conscious. Don't drag. When the red card comes, tell your message and go off. Like that in every situation in life, when you're talking to leadership at work, They don't have all day for you. So use that short span to use it so well that in that 2 minutes also, whatever you speak, they remember you. When you do sessions, for example, like Toastmaster Sadhana does, when you go out there and get an opportunity to speak to somebody, make best use of that time. Do not drag it unnecessarily. Second thing that you want to keep in mind with regards to table topic is please beware of open-ended questions. And the reason I say this is, if you come here and say, how do you feel about this topic? You don't want the answer to be another table topic, no? You're the speaker. So when you take up table topic and you ask questions, that's a great technique to start. But try to focus on close-ended questions, the answer to which will be a yes, no, or a maybe. That's all you want to do. If you have a very elongated question that you ask and the answer comes in from the audience which is 30 seconds, you've lost your 30 seconds. So in table topic, please beware of open-ended questions. Finally, don't force place a story. When I say this, what I'm trying to say is sometimes just to talk or just to create an impression, we just tell of something. Some story which is absolutely unrelatable, which makes no sense, we force place it because we want to kill the time. So try and avoid force placing a story. Come here and talk genuinely about what you feel and people will listen. If you give them a story, if you go out in your company or for anybody who's studying, if you go out in your college presentation and just talk about something that's absolutely unrelatable, you will lose your audience. So whenever you're with your audience, imagine I came here and I spoke about international speech. Like Pandi said, this education session is on table topic. No. So that's why do not force place a story. So those are some things that you want to prevent. Prevent dragging, prevent overshooting time. Be mindful of the questions you ask, because if you ask a question, you need to be having that courtesy to give time to answer. So be careful of the questions you ask, and very important, do not force place a story. So those were the simple techniques about helping yourself ace the space with my limited knowledge about table topic. Remember the 3 P's. Prepare. Make sure you prepare every day organically. Don't have to force it, but just be aware, keep an open mind. Present when you come here, try and put your best foot forward. Don't do it to impress someone. Impress yourself. Put your best foot forward. And most importantly, prevent certain things that probably are not adding value to your speech. That's my time and I'm happy to take questions. If there are no questions, I probably think you did get a bit. But well, yeah, happy to take any questions that anybody might have. Okay, we start with our last and then we go here and there. Okay?
I don't have a question. I think I avoided a Udemy course.
I'm sorry?
I think I avoided an entire Udemy course.
Oh, well, I'm glad. Thank you so much. I didn't get your name though.
Ujjwal.
Ujjwal, thank you. That really means a lot. Yes?
Yes. So, what if you go on stage for the first time and nothing comes to your mind? You're blind, then what to do?
Yes. You are just my friend. What's your name?
Prateek.
Prateek, you just asked the most relevant question in any speaker's life. I'm sure a lot of us face this. So what if you come to stage and you go blank? What do? When you go blank on stage, the first thing to do is don't curse yourself. That's the first thing. Don't keep thinking, oh my God, what will I tell? People are already telling that I can't speak. So first technique, when you go blank, just take a moment and calm down. Because you go blank when you're too hyped. You don't know what to tell about the topic. Nothing is coming to your mind. You're just going crazy. So just take a minute, pause and calm down. First calm down, then rethink the topic. I'll tell you one thing, fellow Toastmasters and guests. There cannot be a topic on earth where in that whole topic you don't know a single word. You might not know the whole topic. I'll give that to you. Somebody asked me, how is cryptocurrency helping our economy?